Jamie Wambach, Christine Rampone, and Kelly O'Hara from the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team are ready with the green flag. That's Kim Lopez in the helmet, the first female chief starter for a 500. And here we go.
Right. Green flag's in the air. Boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Sprint Cup career came in this race 1993. He's led close to 25,000 of them. Will Gordon or Johnson lead lap 1?
Well, it's nose to nose right here, but I believe Gordon's got it. I believe Jeff got it.
You know, at the start of the race, I was watching Denny Hamlin out of 11 car. He was starting to try to make it 3 wide, and he had a whole friend following from the Budweiser Duel the other night, Danica Patrick in that green number 10.
Matt Kenseth, that yellow number 20, next to his teammate Hamlin. Hamlin and Patrick on the move on the outside. They've caught Ricky Stenhouse working their way up through the field from the back. Patrick up to 17, Hamlin 14. As they come off turn 4.
Very comforting feeling to look in your mirror if you're Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, or Dale Earnhardt Jr. Those are teammates from the Hendrick Motorsports Group. Look pretty stout.
Double wide, first 12 cars. Then it's 3 abreast from there on back at 200 miles per hour.
There, when I see Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car leading this race, when you get out there like that, we saw the same thing in the Budweiser Duel qualifying race. You have to watch both lines behind you.
And you see the run that Carl Edwards in the 19 car there got on Jimmy, but didn't have anywhere to go with it. Had to back off a little bit, and that bottlenecked everybody behind him. But Johnson doing a nice job leading this thing.
Matt Kenseth tops the list of biggest movers. After 3 days and nights of crashing and carnage, an orderly start to the 500. But in 4 of the last 6 500s, the first caution flag is flown before lap 10.
You know what's kind of ironic? You think about Carl Edwards working with Darian Grubb. Darian Grubb was Tony Stewart's crew chief when Tony beat Carl for the Sprint Cup Championship. And here they are, 3 years later, working together.
Edwards in that orange number 19 is slotted into second behind Jimmy Johnson Chevy.
Said he was a little nervous about this new deal over there at the Joe Gibbs Toyota camp, but I think the way they performed this week with finishing 3rd in the Unlimited, 3rd in the Duel, they've been fast. I think the tension has kind of dissipated a little bit.
Darian's that way. He will calm you down. He's a real calm guy, doesn't get excited. I think that he and Carl make a really nice combination.
Add to that drama, Grubb was Jimmy Johnson's crew chief for one of his Daytona 500 wins. 5 cars at the back of the pack losing touch with that lead draft, perhaps by design.
One of the things we hadn't heard all the 10 days we've been down here is cars, everybody's cars seem to be handling really well. The cool temps was making the track have a lot of grip. Today, I'm really anxious to see just how these tires are going to hold up and how these cars are going to handle in these hot conditions.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., that blue car, moving to the outside for 2nd place against Jeff Gordon.
Well, that 88 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr., has been the fastest car in single-car runs ever since we got here. He's had a couple of 3/10s in the bank. Wouldn't surprise me to see him go up there and take the lead.
Every time we've interviewed him, he has been ecstatic about the way that 88 car has been handling and the speed it has had.
And another crew chief driver combination. Greg Ives comes over from the Xfinity Series with Chase Elliott last year, and here he is with Dale Earnhardt Jr. They've already won their qualifying race. It looks like they got a pretty fast car today.
The big difference today, though, is the temperature. Not just the ambient temperature, but the temperature of the racing asphalt. There you see the difference from a week ago, Saturday night, until right now.
Oh, it's huge, and that's like, you almost change your setup for the conditions to be as different as they are.
And the biggest thing, it just does not have as much grip. When the track temp comes up, the
they build up more pressure because the heat of the track, they build up more tire pressure. That affects the handling of the car. Ambient temperature affects everything. Tape on the grill, another thing that these guys haven't had to deal with. Hopefully they've all figured it out.
Walk out on your driveway barefoot when it's 105 degrees and see how much traction.
There you go. Go to the mailbox.
Joey Logano in that yellow Ford trying to break up the Hendrick trio at the front of the field. He has Tony Stewart in tow, the 14, Kevin Harvick the 4, and Matt Kenseth the 20 on the inside lane.
Darrell talked about Tony Stewart in that 14 car. I think he could be the sleeping giant. 48 career wins in Sprint Cup, never the great American race.
Here comes Logano to the inside in his Ford. Matt Yoko.
Joey has put more into this event than any other. Working with his spotter, they watched old restrictor plate races. Just thinking about what each were thinking at that moment, as well as the communication. The second duel, he went up on top of the stand to watch with his spotter, and they talked about it as well. It's just right where they are now is one of the most difficult areas for the spotter to call. So Tad Boyd said, you have to be more in control at that point. Chris Neville.
Well, Matt, the guys in the booth just talking about the track, the temperature today, and Carl Edwards already talking just 8 laps into this race that 19 car a little bit tight off turn 4. He's saying, guys, if we're going to have a problem, that's where it's going to be today.
And turn 4 is it's kind of problematic anyway because it's where the tunnel goes under the track down there, and as you come out of turn 4, in the banking, the car feels good, but when it settles down onto the straightaway, over that little bump there, it can really upset your car.
We know how tense side-by-side traffic can be on the interstate at 60, 70 miles an hour. What's it like at 200?
Well, the cars, you see right here, the cars buff around. There is so much dirty air, turbulence pouring off these race cars. They will actually suck themselves into each other. I mean, you get up beside the guy's your right front fender up along his left rear quarter panel. We've seen it in practice. We saw it in the qualifying races. It can upset the car on the outside big time.
Oh, Logano cuts up high as Gordon drops to the bottom, and Joey gets a slingshot draft off the 24. Comes up to second right behind Jimmy Johnson.
I believe that Logano is going somewhere, buddy.
But I'm pretty impressed with our pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, at 24. He's being pretty aggressive and early going. He doesn't have a problem going from the top to the bottom.
You know why, Larry? Because he doesn't want to get back in the eye of the storm. Stay up front. That's the safest place to be.
10 laps complete this time by. Jimmy Johnson has led 8 of 9 so far.